Hi guys, it's me, Tiffany Nelms, the Alpha Empath, and I am your relationship coach. So, last week in spiritual economics class, I had my mentor in there, my coach, he was in there. And the reason why I had him in there is because he is such an amazing example of how the divine masculine loves his divine partner. So he said a couple of things, and I wanted to share with you what he said for those of you that missed the class. He said, I choose to love my wife because I choose to love my wife. It don't have nothing to do with how crazy she act. I choose to love my children, even though they disappoint me most days. That's the father I choose to be. See, what he was telling you is that he had already decided what kind of man he wanted to be. And the way that his wife acts or the way that his children acts does not deter him because that is who he is. You see, the divine masculine acts like sunlight, acts like divine, beautiful sunlight. And the sun arises every morning. It doesn't matter how ugly we acting, and it shines brightly, consistently, and persistently. And that is how the divine masculine acts. It don't have shit to do with how he feels at all. He does it because that is who he chooses to be. And when a man does that, a woman feels free to make mistakes, and she feels free not to conform. And when she doesn't conform, she actually loves him better. Now, as I said, that's how the divine masculine acts. But in my community, the African American community, see, I understand that our women are loving men like the divine masculine has been created to love the divine feminine. So our women are saying, we are choosing to love you. We don't care what you bring to the table. We don't care what you put us through. We don't care what you got going on. We're choosing to love you consistently. We don't care how much you break our heart. We don't care what the fuck you do. Now, this is a problem. Now, I know it don't seem like a problem, but it's a problem. And let me tell you why. Okay, so before I can tell you what the problem is, you got to understand how the divine feminine loves, okay? So the divine feminine loves like this. She says, I know my worth. I know my value. And this is my price. This is the bar that she sets for herself. And she says, I choose you. But in order to receive me, you have to pay this price. And the reason why she makes him pay this price is because she is loving him by helping him grow to love her. You see, ladies, when we choose to lower our bar, or when we choose to make things easier for him, we are emasculating him. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, no, I'm just loving him. No. You emasculating him. You're causing him to be flaccid instead of causing him to be hard. We should not lower our bar, because if we do, we end up feeling devalued. And you know how that is. And I don't want any woman to feel devalued at all. You have to have the courage to know your worth and then demand it, and only accept love from the man that pays the fucking price. That's it. Do not act like the divine masculine that says, I'm going to choose to love you no matter what. See, the moon, which represents the feminine energy, is sometimes, it can seem a little fickle. You know, sometimes it's shining all bright when it's full, and then sometimes it's in hiding, or so we presume. Well, no, a woman is like that too. What she does is she goes into herself. She goes into her darkness because she is creating. That is what she is doing. See, she has a different assignment. The man is supposed to be consistent and shine brightly because his consistency nourishes the earth, which represents the child or the family. The father figure or the divine masculine has to show up consistently. And the mother, which represents the moonlight, she's going to guide the child through all its darkest days. But in order for her to understand the darkness, she has to understand her own darkness. She has to understand her own light. So there are going to be times when she is a half moon, because part of her is going back into herself so she can feel out intuitively what is going on in the spiritual climate of her household. She has to have time to do that. That is the only way she can spiritually protect her family. She has to do that. So ladies, I'm going to say it again. Stop lowering the bar for these men. You are not helping them. You are hurting them, and you are hurting yourself. The divine masculine says, I'm going to be who I choose to be so I can show her how the masculine part of God is meant to love her. And the feminine version of that says, I'm going to know my worth, and I'm going to know my value, and I'm going to stick to it so I can show him that I love him enough to watch him grow to be deserving of me. See, it's the yin and yang, the give and the take, or see, you were created to receive. Now, some women, I know, some women say, okay, well, I don't want to be the receiver. I want to be the giver. Hey, do you. I'm just talking about these women that know in their heart that they want to receive love, but instead of receiving it, they haven't put themselves in the position so they can receive it. They are just constantly giving love, giving love, giving love. And then the man, he acts in the feminine position and he says, oh, well, here's my bar. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And if you do it, I'm out of here. See, he set his bar and then you mad. Well, you mad because you need to flip roles. You need to be the one saying, this is the bar and this is where you have to come. This is what you got to do to get me. But what has happened is we are allowing him to set the bar and we fucking reaching it. No, you're not going to be happy with that at all. You're not going to be happy with that. So give that shit up. Give it up. And the reason why you trying to reach his bar is because you don't know who the fuck you are. You don't know who you are. When you know who you are and you know what you bring to the table, you can tell a man, hey, you got to qualify for me. You do. But if you qualify for me, I'm going to love you by growing with you. I'm going to speak blessings over you. I'm never going to speak cursings. And when you have forgotten who you are, I'm going to remember who you are and remind you of it. The light that you give me, I'm going to multiply it. That is how the divine feminine acts. And not only does she multiply in the physical, meaning not only does she have his children, but she says, I'm going to multiply you spiritually. See, you're not going to be with me and not grow spiritually. You're going to grow. You're going to become the God that I know that you are. She's going to say, I'm going to multiply you emotionally. This is going to be a safe space where you can show your vulnerability. I know that the world is hard on you, but when you come to this house, you can take off the mask. You can take off the armor because I got you. That's what she's going to say to him. And she's going to help him heal from the scars that he is experiencing out there in the world. Okay? She's going to do that. And the reason why she can do that is because she keeps herself spiritually healthy by taking some time out to go within, just like the moon. See, a lot of you ladies, the reason why you can't emotionally help and sanctify and heal your man is because you ain't operating in the feminine and you out here and got your warrior's shield on and you're not supposed to be doing that. Let his ass do that. He's better suited for it. He's better built for it. The divine feminine multiplies in at least 4 areas: spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and at the bare minimum, physically. Do not be a woman that can only multiply a man by having his children. I love you guys, and I hope that you can understand how the divine feminine receives love. I'll talk to you later. Bye.